Okay. Till other girls come, we'll revise what we took last time, okay? First, let me share again with you what we shared last time. Okay, so last time we talked about the immunity, the body system, topic 10, okay? What's the immune system? We said that first we have barriers, then we have chemical barriers and mechanical barriers, as we said before. We talked about them, the nostrils, the skin, and chemical barriers like the sticky mucus inside your nose, inside your upper respiratory system, and also inside your stomach you have acids, hydrochloric acids, kill the pathogens entering, escaped from the mucus and get inside your body. Okay, then we talked about the cells, how cells do or protect us from the pathogens. But before we talk about cells, we said that we have the food hygiene and the personal hygiene. This protect us from the pathogens. I'll enable Malak's microphone to tell us a little bit about the hygiene. Malak, can you tell us what we took last time about the hygiene?
Yes.
Malak,
Yes.
hear me? Yes. Okay, and he can hear you. Can you tell us how we make sure that our food is clean and we are protected from the pathogen?
Okay, so last time we talked about the food hygiene. We said that the animals need to be away from the food.
Yes, and how you do this?
Like, you need to cover it because like mosquito, you don't know
Yes,
about their legs and all of that.
yes, excellent, excellent. Thank you, Malak. And we talked about the temperature and how the temperature controls the growth of or the reproduction of the pathogen. Can you tell me if you know anything about the pathogen, the temperature, how the temperature affects the pathogen? Raise your hand, please, if you know the answer. This is what we said last time. Noor. Yes, Noor, I'll enable your microphone. Yes, Noor. How temperature affects the pathogen?
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, miss. We said that if it's 120 degrees, they can kill the bacteria of the food. That's
Again, before above what?
120 Celsius. And
Okay.
we said that from 10 till 40, bacteria can grow can grow in this temperature, and below 10, bacteria can stop their production.
Okay. Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.
Okay. Now what Noor said is correct in a way, but I have to say that I'll give you more details. That below 120 bacteria and their spores, above 65 bacteria can be killed. But the spores of the bacteria, and we have mentioned the spores, right? The spores cannot be killed. The spores are the hard shells that protect the pathogen. Spores can be killed only above 120, okay, Celsius. So above 65, the bacteria can be killed. Above 120, the spores of the bacteria will be killed. If I want to just stop the reproduction of the pathogen, I just freeze it. Because below 10 Celsius will slow down the reproduction of the bacteria. So if I want to preserve the food for a long period of time, I'll put it just in the freezer or the fridge, okay? Because the optimum temperature, when we say the optimum temperature, we mean that the perfect temperature for the reproduction of pathogens is between 10 Celsius and 48 Celsius. So avoid keeping food that range of temperature, so you'll protect yourself from the pathogens. Okay? Today I will start off with how your body will try to keep you safe from the pathogens. Okay? First, I'll start with the non-specific things that the cells do. Okay, stay with me for a bit because I'll share a document with you to understand it more. It takes a little bit, but I want you to understand that we have two types of defense. The non-specific defense, that is how your body defends itself regardless of what is the type of pathogen, and the other type is specific, when your body recognizes what is the pathogen, which pathogen is that the one that attack us, we'll do things specifically to kill that pathogen. Okay, girls? Nahla, we didn't say, because you just joined us, we didn't see anything that you missed. We just revised, warm up the previous lesson, okay? And now I'll start explaining new things, okay? Now I'll show you a video. I will not start it as a video. I'll use it as a presentation.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of IGCSE Biology Revision. Today we're looking at
that we have covered everything
in which pathogens can move from one host to another, and that can happen through direct contact or indirect contact.
And what are pathogens?
Now, our bodies have several defense mechanisms. For example,
that can be transmitted from one person to another. Okay, we talked about all these: mechanical barriers, chemical barriers, stomach, acids, mucus, all these, right, girls? If you have any question about these, please ask now, because we can't go back to them. Okay, today I will start cells. How cells fight the pathogen. We have two types of definitions. Yes, Malak, you have a question? Please ask.
Miss, what is the meaning of phagocytosis?
Can you please speak
Can you hear
louder?
me now?
Yes,
Okay,
I can hear you.
The previous slide you did was what phagocytosis. What's the meaning of it? Yeah.
Phagocytosis? Yeah, I will explain
Okay.
phagocytosis right now. Okay?
Okay.
You didn't explain
Thank
it.
you.
Okay? Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Now, phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis and antibody production? First, I want you to know that before we start, phagocytosis are non-specific immunity. Any pathogen gets inside your body will try to kill it by phagocytosis. Okay? Then, when your body recognizes which pathogen is that, your body will try to send things called antibody, and we will take them in details. Okay, girls? Now,
that's for antibody production. And every will say that pathogen A.
Okay. First, let's explain the phagocytosis.
One of these functions content where we controlling the spread of disease. Now, personally, this is definitely something that you need to applies in diseases kind of in your next couple of years. And this is the last yet most in your next couple of years.
Phagocytosis means that when your body try to attack
in your next couple of years,
attack the pathogen. Okay, this is it. Okay. I'll give you an document about phagocytosis. Let them girls, let them just log out and log in again and they'll enter. Okay, this is the process of phagocytosis. Now, when phagocytosis, we have a pathogen and your body till now cannot recognize what is this pathogen. Okay, we have one type of white blood cells called macrophage. Macrophage will engulf the pathogen, as you can see here. We don't know which type of the pathogen is that. The macrophages will engulf the pathogen, then digest it inside them. Digested means kill it, okay? Then releases the remains of it. This is the process of phagocytes, okay? It's non-specific immunity. So first line of defense, when your body wants to fight against these pathogens, the first thing, now we talked about the barriers, the physical, the mechanical barriers and chemical barriers. What if the pathogens escape from these barriers and get inside your body? Your body will not just let the viruses do whatever it wants. The pathogen will be killed. How? By cells. Just one type of white blood cells. We talked about white blood cells. We said it's bigger than the red blood cells. It has a nucleus, right? So macrophage or microphages are one type of these white blood cells. These macrophages will engulf the pathogen. The bacteria in this figure is the pink one. It will be engulfed by the pathogen. Then it will be enclosed inside a vesicle inside the pathogen. Then the pathogen will be killed. How? Digested by the macrophage. Then the macrophage will open the vesicle and release the remains of the pathogen. Is it clear? The process called phagocytosis. Okay, girls? So this process is called phagocytosis. And what macrophage do? Phagocyte the bacteria. Okay? If you have any question, please raise your hand. Okay. Okay, we have one question. Yes, no.
Miss, can you read the...
Your microphone is enabled. You can speak.
Yeah.
What, Noor? You want me to repeat?
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, I will. Thank you. Now, Noor asked us to repeat. I will repeat. But before I repeat, let's try one of you answer Noor's question. Can any one of you, Nahla, can you answer Noor's question? I'll enable your phone right now, or your microphone.
What is the question?
She didn't understand phagocytosis. Can you explain it to her?
So when the bacteria or any pathogen gets inside your body, one type of the white blood cells is called macrophage. Yeah, macrophage. It will engulf the bacteria,
Yes.
ingest it, and it has enzymes inside it. So these enzymes will digest the bacteria, and then after this digestion, the the white blood cell will open and like releases the waste products.
Excellent. Thank you, Nahda. I'll try another one. Let's try Lujain. Lujain, can you tell us what is phagocyte or phagocytosis? I'll repeat for you now. Lujain, I have enabled your mic. If you hear me, please speak. Noor, if the voice keep cutting for you, maybe because you have poor connection. I'll repeat for you. Try to go to somewhere that has a better connection. Yeah, Lujain, I noticed that your network is bad. Please, girls, to hear me clearly, go to a place where you have good internet connection. Look at the top corner, the right corner on your screen. You'll find the connection towers there. Make sure that it's green, okay? Okay, phagocytosis, again, girls. Phagocytosis means that it's a process where one of the white blood cells, okay, one of the white blood cells called macrophage will engulf the pathogen, any type of pathogen. In this figure, the pathogen is the bacteria, okay? The bacteria will be engulfed by the macrophage. Engulf means get inside the cell, the white blood cell, inside the vesicle. Then these white blood cells will send enzymes called lysozymes, digestive enzymes. They will digest the bacteria and release the remains of it. Okay, girls? Is it clear now, Noor? If it's clear, just write yes. If it's not, raise your hand so I'll repeat it. Okay, great. So now we're done with the first type of non-specific immunity. Let's go back to the specific and how your body will fight the pathogen specifically. Okay. Okay. Now let's start here. If we have, see, I show you here two different types of pathogens. We have pathogen A and pathogen B. Two different pathogens. And how we know that these are two different pathogens? Because they have different proteins on their surface. Okay, here we have circular protein and here we have triangle protein. Just to make it easier to you, I made them as shapes, okay? Because you know that the proteins are complex structures and they have more than one level of structure, so they are very specific. Is it clear till now how we notice that we have two types of pathogen, pathogen A and pathogen B? They have different proteins on their surface called antigen, okay? Antigen is the protein on the pathogen surface. Again, antigen is the protein on the pathogen surface. Because we have pathogen A, so it has antigen A. We have pathogen B, so it has antigen B. Then what your body will do? Your body, well, we have another type of white blood cells. We talked about macrophage. Now we're going to talk about lymphocytes. Okay, I'll write it here bigger for you. Lymphocytes. Lymphocytes. Okay. I wrote it above the lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are another type of white blood cells. these lymphocytes, they have receptors on their surface. Okay? These receptors will bind to the antigen on the pathogen surface. Okay? So again, we have different types of lymphocytes. See, the receptor here binds to the antigen on the pathogen surface. So we have receptor antigen complex. Specific antigen binds to specific receptor. Okay? Then, after the lymphocytes bind to the pathogen's antigens, they will release these things. What are these things? These are antibodies. Antibodies. What are antibodies? They'll ask you in the external exam to define antibodies. Malak, you have question? I'll enable your microphone. Yes, Malak, please ask.
You said that the receptor is connected to what?
The receptor is connected to the antigen.
Okay.
It's written in front of you, antigen
No,
A.
found it. Okay,
I'll write, okay?
Yeah.
Got it? Specific antigen, the arrow on it. Specific antigen binds to specific receptor. Okay? Nahla, you have another question. Yes, Nahla.
So, teacher, like the antibodies are the receptors or the receptors and the antigen? Okay.
I'll tell you what are the antibodies. Okay? Okay. Now, the lymphocytes, these specific type of white blood cells, they'll bind specifically to the antigen on the surface of the pathogen. They'll release things called antibodies. What are antibodies? Antibodies are Y-shaped proteins. Let's write it here. Y-shaped proteins. Okay? Y-shaped proteins. So it's only proteins. Bind. What these proteins will do? These proteins, look, antigen receptor binding, activate the lymphocyte to produce antibodies. As we said, antibodies, Y-shaped proteins. What they'll do? This is what they do. They'll bind with the antigen and make it obvious, make it clear, make it bigger. Okay? Then what will happen? You remember the phagocytosis, the macrophages we just explained? They can now notice these pathogens and kill them. Maybe at the beginning they didn't notice them, they didn't see them because they were very small. Now, when the antibodies, these Y-shaped proteins, just bind to the pathogen, they'll make it bigger and easier to be noticed. Okay? Some antibodies, not all of them, look like this. Okay? Some of them, they just look like this. We have the receptor from here, and another receptor from here. So they can bind easily with one pathogen here, one pathogen here, one pathogen here, and another pathogen here from that pathogen. So they'll form a bulk of pathogens. It will be easier to the phagocytes to kill them. Okay? This is what antibodies do. Again, pathogen has receptors on their surface. Okay? Or antigens. These antigens will be recognized by the lymphocytes, the receptors of them. Then the lymphocytes will produce antibodies. These antibodies bind specifically to the antigen. Why? Because they have the same receptors on their surface, the receptors that binds to the antigen. That's why we call it specific immunity, because they can bind specifically to that antigen. They can't bind to that antigen because this antigen has another, or this pathogen has another antigen on its surface. So the antibodies, they have on their surface, they have receptors bind specifically to the pathogen. These antibodies are Y-shaped proteins. They'll bind with the pathogen. They can bind with more than pathogen at the same time. Okay? Why they do this? Because they'll form a bulk of antibodies and pathogens together. This bulk will be easily recognized by the macrophages, the ones that do phagocytosis and kill the pathogen easily inside it. Is it clear? See, we have now here, we have another pathogen has another antigen on its surface. Another lymphocyte has different receptors. These receptors will bind specifically to antigen B. Then lymphocyte B will release antibodies. Antibodies will bind to pathogen B. Okay, that's why we call it specific immunity. Okay, girls? After that, what will happen? After that, the macrophages will come and eat the bulk of antibodies and the pathogen, okay, and digest. Is it clear? Sure, girls. Do you have any question? Because Malak, if you, I can see you raising your hand. If you have any question, I'll enable your mic now. Yes, Malak, please ask.
So, yes, miss.
Malak, can you hear?
Yes. So right
Yes,
now
do you have any
said
question?
that after we are done with, okay.
Please louder, Malak.
This better?
Malak, can you speak louder?
Okay. So miss, right now
Yeah,
you said that when we are done with the lymphocyte, like the white blood cell and receptor and antigen, all of that, the macrophage come again and eat the bacteria. So that means that after the specific body defense, also non-specific will happen again, which is phagocytosis.
Yeah, we don't call it like this. Yes, I got you. We don't call it like this, but it's the same guy, the same cells that do the non-specific will participate in the specific immunity after the lymphocyte. Okay, so the macrophage, they can do the non-specific immunity and engulf the pathogens, and after the lymphocytes recognize the specific pathogen, also they'll engulf it and eat it. Okay.
Okay, yes.
Digestive enzyme. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Is it clear now? You're welcome. Any other questions, girls? Because the period has finished and I have to leave. The other teacher will come. Is it clear? Just write yes if it's yes. If it's no, please write your questions down and I will answer these questions. Excellent. All of you got it. Thank you very much for attending the class. Thank you very much for participating. Have a nice day.